Don't miss the tea. Subscribe now.
Girl, you better sit down. No, seriously, grab the wine, grab the whole bottle, because you are not going to believe what I have been dealing with. I know I've been ghosting the group chat lately, and I know I look like I haven't slept in a week, but there is a reason. A crazy, actual nightmare fuel reason. You know how much we loved this house when we moved in 2 years ago. It was supposed to be the forever home, right? Ohio suburbs, quiet street, big yard for the 3 kids, my parents literally living right next door. It was supposed to be perfect. Well, it turns out our picket fence dream is actually a hostage situation, and the hostage taker is the lunatic living next door. I am not exaggerating when I tell you this man has called the police on us over 15 times. 15 times? In 2 years? Who even does that? At first, I was so naive. I didn't know it was him. I thought maybe we were just loud. I mean, we have 3 small kids, so yeah, sometimes there's crying or running around, but we are normal people. We have work schedules, we have school runs, we are in bed by a reasonable hour. But the cops kept showing up. It started with noise complaints at like 2:00 p.m. on a Tuesday. Then it escalated to suspicious activity. I'm thinking, what suspicious activity? Folding laundry, watching Blue Eye, but the other night. Girl, the other night was the final straw. I am still shaking just talking about it. Picture this, it's midnight. The house is dead silent. We are fast asleep, and you know how hard it is to get me to sleep with the baby finally down. Suddenly, I wake up because the room is flashing. I'm talking disco lights, red and blue, pulsing through the blinds. I sit up, heart pounding out of my chest, and I hear that heavy, authoritative banging on the front door. Boom, boom, boom. Police. I literally thought we were being raided. I thought, is there a gas leak? Is there a murderer on the loose? My fiancé jumps out of bed, looking terrified, throws on a pair of shorts and runs downstairs. I'm up at the window, peeking through the blinds, and I nearly faint. The street isn't just a cop car is here. The street is littered with police cruisers. There are lights everywhere. Neighbors are turning their porch lights on, peeking out. I was mortified. I creep to the top of the stairs to listen, praying the kids don't wake up. But what happened next? You won't believe what the cops said when they finally showed up. The officer is at the door, hand on his holster, looking tense. He asks my fiancé, "Sir, were you just outside screaming and fighting with someone?" My fiancé is standing there, half asleep, hair everywhere, looking at this cop like he has 3 heads. He goes, "What? No, we were in bed, everyone is asleep." The cop looks at him, looks past him into the dark, quiet house, and you can see the tension leave his shoulders. He sighs, a deep, frustrated sigh. He says, "Okay, sorry to disturb you." And that's when the cop finally confirmed it. He jerked his thumb toward the house next door and lowered his voice. "Your neighbor over here called it in. Said there was a violent domestic dispute in the front yard." Girl, there was no one in the front yard. It was midnight. We were unconscious. This is the 3rd time we've been woken up from a dead sleep by the police because this man is hallucinating drama that isn't happening. Do you know what that does to your nerves? Every time a car door slams outside now, I jump. I feel like a criminal in my own home, and I haven't done anything but try to raise a family in Ohio. But wait, it gets worse. You haven't even heard the worst part yet. If it was just the cops, maybe I could handle it. But he crossed a line that you do not cross. He called CPS on me. I need you to really hear me. He called Child Protective Services on me and what he told them. You won't believe the lies that came out of his mouth. I was home, minding my own business when I get a knock. Not a cop this time, a social worker. And let me tell you, that is a stomach-dropping feeling that I wouldn't wish on my worst enemy. She comes in, looking serious, holding a clipboard, and tells me they received a report. Do you know what this man told them? He told them I leave my 3 children alone in the house by themselves for hours at a time. And get this, he told them I am constantly smoking weed. I literally laughed. It was a hysterical, panicked laugh, but I laughed. I said, "Ma'am, I don't even drink. You know me, I'm the designated driver. I haven't touched a substance since. Ever. And as for leaving the kids alone, my parents live right next door. My mom is practically our live-in nanny. If I even have to run to the mailbox, my mom is watching them. I wouldn't leave my kids alone to run 10 feet, let alone leave the property. I had to let this stranger inspect my house. I had to let her look in my fridge, check the kids' beds, look for drugs that don't exist. It was so violating. I felt dirty, Like I had to prove I wasn't a monster just because the guy next door is bored or crazy. Obviously, it was an open and shut case. The social worker looked around, saw a clean house, happy kids, a sober mother, and realized pretty quickly that the report was bogus. She basically apologized for wasting my time. But the record is there. The fear is there. What if he calls again? What if he says something worse next time? And here is the kicker. Here is the absolute tea that proves it was him beyond a shadow of a doubt. I had my suspicions, right? Because of the police calls. But I didn't have proof it was him who called CPS specifically, until he snitched on himself. And how he did it. You won't believe the audacity. My dad was outside doing some yard work the other day. Now, remember, my dad is the nicest guy in the world. He doesn't start drama. But this neighbor, he walks right up to my dad, stops him, and out of nowhere, completely unprompted, says, "I didn't call children's services on her." My dad hadn't said a word. Nobody had asked him. It's the classic, thou doth protest too much, right? He literally confessed by denying it before anyone even accused him. It took everything in me not to march over there and scream. I had never spoken to this man before all this started. I tried to be the nice neighbor, tried to keep to myself. But after the midnight raid and the CPS call, the gloves came off. I finally exchanged words with him the other day. It wasn't pleasant. I wasn't the nice suburban mom anymore. I was the mama bear whose cage had been rattled too many times. I went off. I told him he needs to stop harassing us, that he's traumatizing my kids. And talking to him, "Girl, the lights are on, but nobody is home. He is mentally not all the way there. You can see it in his eyes. He's got this paranoid, erratic energy. And look, I have empathy for mental health issues, I really do. But that empathy dries up real fast when you are weaponizing the police and the government against my children. Being unstable shouldn't excuse this behavior. It shouldn't give him a free pass to terrorize us. I am just so over it. I feel helpless. We've talked to the police and they know the deal now. They roll their eyes when they get a call from his number, but they have to come out. They have to investigate every call just in case. So we are stuck in this loop. He calls, they come, we wake up terrified, they apologize, he laughs behind his curtains. I don't know what to do. Can we sue him? Harassment charges. In Ohio, it feels like unless he physically attacks us, the law just shrugs its shoulders. We have a school schedule to keep. We have jobs. I can't be up until 3 a.m. calming down a toddler who thinks the police are here to take daddy away because of the flashing lights. I just feel like I'm living in a fishbowl, waiting for the next disaster. Every time the phone rings, every time a car slows down out front, I panic. It's ruining our life here. We love the house. We love being next to my parents, but I don't know how much more of this I can take before I actually lose my mind. So, yeah, that's my life right now. Accused of being a pot-smoking, child-neglecting brawler by a guy who probably thinks the mailman is a CIA agent. Pass me that wine glass. No, the big one. I need to figure out a plan before the cops show up again tonight. What would you do? Because I am about 2 seconds away from buying a megaphone and standing on his lawn at 2 a.m. to see how he likes the noise. Just kidding. Mostly. But seriously, tell me I'm not crazy for wanting to go to war over this.